are you are like, let's say, rich motherfuckers. Rich motherfuckers are like, yeah, I'm in this position because I worked super fucking hard and I always went after it no matter how I felt. Which there's some truth to that and shit, but anyway, yeah. I'm super famous because not because, of who or of my like genetic makeup, but I'm rich because I work really, really hard. And that may be the case, but you have to really put into consideration the genetic predeterminism basically that went into play there. Because I can't help but to see like Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate talk about how they grew up with nothing, and now that they busted their fucking asses, now they're fucking millionaires and shit. And obviously, like, I guess they really did grow up with not much, but let's say a person with a lower IQ and they were really, 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 really ugly and they're wicked short and they had like a disease where you couldn't grow muscle that well. Anyway, they worked just as hard as Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate worked. Well, there's something wrong here. Like, he isn't that genetic specimen that Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate are, okay? So, yeah, they don't have that extreme athletic ability that they both have. They don't have the IQ that they both have. Yeah, and they don't have the height. Yeah, they just don't have it. So, you can work really, really, really fucking hard, but if you got a low fucking IQ, like, I think IQ is one of the biggest predictors of success in life. Yeah, so if you have a low IQ, bro, you are pretty fucked. Like, don't get me wrong, you can still definitely make it big. I mean, there's a case to be made for a bunch of people. Obviously, there was that like little slogan, "Stop making stupid people famous," because a lot of them probably are not the brightest motherfuckers in the world, but they can be entertaining, and they can say a couple weird fucking things for you to make memes about it with your friends, and you tag each other in them, and then you like the pictures, and that in turn will make this dumb person even bigger. Yeah, people do that shit. Like, that's a thing, and that'll always be a thing to a certain extent, but you gotta understand those fucking outliers, those are like 0.0001% of really dumb people. I think, anyway. I could be wrong, dude. But as of right now, I think if you're really, really, really dumb, I'm talking like, bro, you're almost pretty guaranteed to not be a multimillionaire CEO kind of motherfucker. You know what I mean? I don't think so anyway. Like, once again, you could go retarded hard workhorse. Yeah, retarded would be like a fucking work mule, work. But also, when you're working that hard, are you really working efficiently? Because there's some people that work 12 to 16 hours a day, yo, and they really don't get anything done. They really don't. And then there's these motherfuckers like Tim Ferriss, who made the book, The 4-Hour Work Week or something like that. And yeah, dude, if you can play that shit right, you can work way less hours and be way more productive than a motherfucker that isn't really that bright and doesn't really know how to work that efficiently, but he knows how to work hard. So these dumb motherfuckers know how to work really, really hard, but it's not as efficient as people that can work way lower and get even more shit done. You know, like IQ, it's very, very important. It not only is it like shows like you're extremely smart, but it shows how like fast you can learn something. That's one of the most important things, I believe. And it seems like especially for me, there's some things that take me a little longer than I really want them to. Like, I really wanted to learn how to do a Rubik's Cube within like a day or two, but it took like a week, bro. So there's just some things that other people can do way faster, bro. Like, and there's nothing you can really do about it. But yet again, you can offset some of that by working really, really, really hard. But like I also said, there's people that like effortlessly, they don't even know anything about a certain subject, yo, and they learn about it the same day you do, right? They start learning about it within a month. They are an expert on the field, and you are just getting down the basics. You know what I mean? Like, how do you compete with that shit? Even if you work wicked fucking hard, if this motherfucker over here decides to work like moderately hard, you're probably gonna lose. And yeah, that's just when Andrew and Tristan Tate say that they're just the reason they're where they're at, the reason why they're like 4-time kickboxing world champions. Like, you really think genetics don't come into play at all, or IQ? Like, I call bullshit on that one, 110%. If you get a dumb fucker with that they're short as fuck and they're slow as fuck, and they bust their ass day in day out in boxing, man, I mean, maybe there's outliers, obviously, in this hypothetical, right? But for the most part, you can probably guarantee he's not gonna do that well. He'll learn the basics and shit, but he's never gonna be a motherfucking world champion, probably anyway. Yeah, so yeah, predeterminism. Like, is it hard work or determinism? I think the truth lies in the middle, but more towards predeterminism. Yeah, because those super fucking tall NBA players, come on, like, that's like a prerequisite to a certain extent, unless you're a complete outlier, Spud Webb, Muggsy Bogues, but those are crazy, ridiculous outliers, and they must have had they could have been that freak talent that didn't have, and they happened to not have that one prerequisite that you need, but they were so fucking freakily talented, they were part of that 0.1% of talent, that they can go into the NBA. And even then, when they went into the NBA, they weren't that good. They really weren't that good. Yeah, like, you can watch highlights and shit, but they weren't no Kobe Bryant, they weren't no LeBron James. Obviously, it does show extreme success from if you're a wicked tiny person making it into the NBA. That is a crazy fucking accomplishment, like, and that stands alone by itself. But you're not gonna hang with the best of the best, bro. If you go into one of those MVP basketball games where you're going against all MVPs, you're gonna get fucking slaughtered, dude. You know? So, everything is basically random sometimes, and a lot of things in this life is given to you just by chance. Isn't that crazy? Like, you happen to be like a super genius, that you were just born a super genius. Yeah, and then boom, you were born a motherfucker in a wheelchair that can't talk, and his mom has to take care of him for the rest of his life, and he can't even experience the world. He can never have like a girlfriend. He can never experience life. He can never drive a car, and he lives until he's 65 years old. All he does is watch The Lion King on repeat, because that is what his favorite movie was when he was younger, and watching that constantly brings him back to that time, that certain place, the certain feeling that you get when you were young. And he did that his entire life. He never got to live. Yeah. You go from that to that. It's crazy. But that's how it goes, you know what I mean? Survival of the fittest. Like, if you're born super weak, should you get to reproduce? And like, honestly, no. It sounds fucked up. It sounds like I don't give a fuck. But yeah, that is the case. But where do you draw the line on that? You know what I mean? Like, that can get a little muddy, because women in general are extremely hypergamous. They're wired to fucking protect the egg, okay? And guys are wired to spread the seed, you know? And I don't know. It seems unfair, but is it unfair? I mean, could you blame the women that don't want to fuck a dude in a wheelchair that can't even talk? What are the chances that her offspring is going to be subpar? Like, let's say she's not the fucking brightest bulb in the box. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got two of those motherfuckers. You're gonna make another dumb kid. You're gonna make his life super fucking hard for no reason when you could have just been, because you're a female. You can fuck. You can have a kid with like average or above average. Even if you're like, for the most part, if you're a female and you like don't, and you're not fat as fuck, like, which that's something you can change, by the way. Okay, like that motherfucker can't change being in a wheelchair. You